Good day and welcome to our worship service. We are grateful that you are here with us today. My name is Peggy Hendrickson, and I'm the service coordinator for today here at All Souls Church, where our mission is to seek truth, practice love, and celebrate life. Whether you're joining us for the first time or you've been a member for a long time, you are welcome here. Whatever your faith you have known or not known, or whatever your heritage, you are welcome here. Whatever questions you hold, whatever truths you seek, whatever sorrow you have known, whatever joy has filled your heart, whoever you are and whomever you love, whatever your legal status or wherever you were born, you are welcome here. Gathering music. The announcements. And now I call your attention to the notice of next Sunday's program at the bottom of the order of service and the announcements on the insert. I urge you to continue to read our weekly email blast from the dates and details of additional upcoming events and opportunities. If you are not receiving our weekly emails, please sign up for them on the clipboard in the foyer before leaving. And I invite you to stay for conversation. This week, the circle has been canceled. Are there any other announcements?
Hi, I'm Alan. It's great to see so many people here, especially, I think, some first-time visitors or people that haven't been here for a while. So welcome. Just a note about the circle discussion that we normally have up here. Instead, we'll have the discussion with the poets down in the coffee space in Eliza's kitchen. So you don't have to bring your coffee or come up here afterwards. You can talk with the poets downstairs. And then for the program this afternoon, we'll be having a lot more music, and that's at Touchmark at All Saints, and the details are in your program here. But the ground level parking is actually just off of Dakota Avenue, and it's the door that says welcome. And when you drive up to that door, the door will open, and then you can park inside because there's not much street parking there. And then you'll be able to go upstairs and come to the dining room where the music will take place this afternoon at 3:30. So we hope to see all of you back for that. And we invited artists to bring art, and Grace Wolf has some small pieces of art on display just on your way out the door this morning. So please take a glance at those, and you can read the rest on your own. Thank you again, and welcome.
Hello, I'm Eric Berg, and I'd just like to give you an update. Former treasurer and former church president John Hutchinson will be moving to Sanford Cottages, which is a hospice type thing out by 43rd and Holbrook, almost all the way out to Saratoga Avenue. He'll be moving there tomorrow. There's not been any major change in his condition or anything like that, but he figured that it'd be easier to spend the winter out there than at his acreage. So keep him in your mind.
The prelude. Join in. Join in for the child sliding on 417. For the beauty of the earth, the spinning blue-green ball. Yes, Gaia, the mother of everything, we walk gently across your back to come together again. In this place, to remember how we can live, to remember who we are, to create how we will be. Gaia, our home, the lap in which we live, welcome us. And the opening song is 326.
Because of the fact that the words you're singing are not the tune that I'm playing, I'm going to play the tune once, and then please join me for 2 minutes.
First reading is 532. The music of the spheres is like a harp. Its rhythms are equal, repeated seasons, the beating of the heart. The cycles of stars and corn. Rhythms of moon and tide, one single rhythm in planets, atoms, sea. Melody according our pregos, the harp of the universe, unity behind apparent multiplicity. And now a clarinet solo by it's Freya Steffens, not Freya Henriksen. Freya and I will also be reading the story for all ages. I don't know if there's any kids or not, but. Okay. All right. Here. Oh. Yeah. Okay, yeah.
Turn on this mic, please. Testing.
Long ago, when the world was new, the Creator made man and a woman. The two of them, the story is called The First Strawberries, a Cherokee story. Long ago, when the world was new, the Creator made a man and a woman. The two of them were made at the same time so that neither would be lonesome. They married, and for a long time they lived together and were happy. This page is just them sitting in their house.
Then when is it even on? I don't think it's on. Steal yours. Then one afternoon the man came home from hunting and found that the woman had not yet begun to prepare their meal. Instead, she was out picking flowers.
The man grew angry. "I am hungry," he said in a cold voice. "Do you expect me to eat flowers?" Now the wife too became angry. She had picked those flowers to share their beauty with her husband. "Your words hurt me," she said. I will live with you no longer."
She turned to the west and began to walk towards the sun. Her husband followed, but her steps were too quick. He could not catch her. He called her name, but she could not hear him. He went as fast as he could go, but his wife was much faster.
This is just a picture of a tree and the hills, and the wife is walking, and the man is following after her. The son watched as the husband followed her. The son saw how sorry the man was and took pity on him. "Are you still angry with your wife?" asked the son. "No," said the man. "I was foolish to speak angry words, but I cannot catch her to tell her I am sorry. Then I will help you," said the son.
The sun shone its light down the earth. In front of the woman, where its light shone, raspberries grew up. The berries were ripe and looked good to eat, but the woman paid no attention to them and continued walking.
The sun tried again. It shone down. The blueberries grew. They glistened brightly in the sunlight, but the woman paid no attention to them. She only walked on toward the west, leaving her husband far behind. Now the sun tried a third time. Where its beams touched the earth, blackberries grew up. They were dark and plump, but the woman's anger was too great, and she did not see them.
At last, the sun tried its hardest. It shone its light down in the grass right in front of the woman's feet, and strawberries appeared. They glowed like fire in the grass, and the woman had to stop when she saw them in front of her.
She knelt down and plucked one and bit it into it. She had never tasted anything like it before. The strawberries reminded her of how happy she and her husband had been together before they quarreled. "I must gather some of this fruit for my husband," she said, and she began to pick the berries.
She was still picking them when the man caught up to her.
"Forgive me for my hard words," he said to her, and she answered him by sharing the sweetness of the strawberries. So it was that strawberries came into the world.
To this day, when the Cherokee people eat strawberries, they are reminded to always be kind to each other, to remember that friendship and respect are as sweet as the taste of ripe red berries.
In this congregation, we have found it helpful to share the ups and downs of our lives by the practice of taking a stone from the bowl, holding it in our hand, warming it, and expressing our thoughts of joys and concerns, then placing the stone in the water so that the ripples of the water carry out our joys and concerns into the wider world. I now invite you to come forward to take a stone, share your joys and concerns with us, and then put the stone in the water.
Hi, I'm Fred Garber. I normally don't wear a hat in church. It's not polite for men to do that, I guess. But I'm doing this because we're missing one of our regular poets, Chuck Taylor. And he always wore a flat cap, so this is for Chuck. Remember that. Think of him when you're hearing all the other people.
Hi, I'm Scott. Hi, I'm Scott. Guess where I was yesterday?
Asleep in the afternoon?
That's very true. Also, I seem to have started a conversation group. I don't know what else to call it. It's just a chance for us to vent our spleen and solve the problems of the world. I get here about 8:45, and it can start any time after that. Just something to do before church if you want. I invite you all. I guess that's it.
Edie Ann Hapke, my name, and I like this. I like this day of thought and prayer to my friend Margie, my BFF Margie. She's struggling with a lot of issues and having found out about some things for herself, and she's getting used to this new equipment and all that. And so I just would like to say my thoughts and prayers for her and hope that she will get better and better over time and be able to go to wherever she goes down the road. So I just am thinking of her quite a bit and all that. So I'm just hoping for thoughts and prayers for her. Thank you.
Stone for Cheryl, who's playing the piano this morning for us. And for those that prepared the program this afternoon, Joy and Carol, our pianist who will be there this afternoon, and Dan, and also JC for all of their music. And they played Baroque, classical, and fiddle music beforehand, and coming up is 2 violins in D minor. The first movement is vivace and the second is largo, and that didn't get here in time for printing. But we got great music at Touchmark this afternoon.
Hi, my name is Marcia, and I'm putting in a stone for my daughter who is struggling, and putting a stone in for my granddaughter's dad, who is in the hospital right now.
My name is Susan, and one of my joys is that my son has been born and is doing well now. He was hospitalized for a little while, but he's doing a lot better. And then I have a concern. My grandmother, I'd spoke about her a while ago when she had gotten sick, and she did pass yesterday. So, and if it's okay with everyone, I'd like to place my own stone that I brought from where I lived with her.
Hello, my name is Eric, and I'd like to place a stone for my little sister whose longtime partner passed away a week or two ago. So this is for her in her new life.
Let us pause for a moment of silent reflection as we consider what we have just heard and what is in our own hearts and our own minds. And we have Bach Music Part 1 for violin. And now we have original poems to share. Anyone?
I wish mine was original, but it is from a poet named Robinson Jeffers. He's a California poet. The name is Autumn Evening. Though the little clouds ran southward still, the quiet autumnal cool of the late September evening seemed promising rain. Rain, the change of the year, the angel of the sad forest. A heron flew over with that remote, ridiculous cry, quack! The cry that seemed to make silence more silent. A dozen flops of the wing, a drooping glide, at the end of the glide, the cry, and a dozen flops of the wing. I watched him pass on the autumn-colored sky. Beyond him, Jupiter shone for evening star. The sea's voice worked into my mood. I thought, no matter what happens to men, the world's well made, though.
This was at the end of November, one year. Native American History Month will soon be history. Its significance is no mystery. You were taught to walk softly on the earth. We were taught instead to wrap the world with hard-surfaced roadways for traveling from here to there and everywhere. The fresh asphalt cools and forms a surface smooth as glass at first. Before long, a bus bumps along again, proving that underneath the asphalt the earth still lives and breathes and heaves. Some wild horses can never be broken. I should have mentioned that we'll just speak from the silence in the spirit of the Quakers, so who's ever next, if you signed up, please come and share your poem.
Is this still on? Can you hear? Does it need to be? Can you hear me now? Yes. Thank you. My name is Ann Kunze, and I've got to give you a little background on this. My mother was 87 when she had severe osteoporosis, began to have panic streak in the middle of the night, and so they couldn't take care of her. She lived 58 miles from any medical care out on the prairies of Wyoming and Utah, 7 miles from where they matched. My sister just couldn't manage all those panic attacks that she was having, so they decided that she needed to go to a nursing home and or to assisted living. So the little house that they had built just for her, everything was sized to her size and everything was perfect for her, and she had to leave that. And so I tried to write a little account of what I thought she was going through, so she would know that I had, she would know that I understood what she was going through. So this poem is called Thoughts on Aging. Aging's the pits. And the worst thing about it, it seems like dying is the only way out it. One day you're healthy, overnight you're near death, fighting for heartbeat, for breath. That's a terrible scare, one you'll not forget. And though you get better, that fear lingers yet. Now things are different. Your life's not the same. Your body is weak and your legs have gone lame. This is not fun. Though your kin try to cheer you, there's all kinds of things that your body won't hear to. My body's betrayed me. It won't do my will. Although I command them, my legs just stay still. The toughest thing is it keeps me pinned down. My old independence has flown out of town. Now I have to be cared for, like it or not. When the kin couldn't do it, my feelings got hot. To be cared for at home, no one wants the job. That means leaving home. I stifle a sob. The arrangements are made and my belongings brought in. They tell me it's home. It's more like the pen with warden and jailers, though they're quite kind and sweet. I'd give all that I've got to get back on my feet. My body's gone stiff, and my strength is most gone. I think to myself, does this have to go on? But with loved ones around, I'm not ready to quit. And I say to myself, I'm not done in yet. There's so much to learn. It's like starting all over, like a baby in bed, but the kids are my mother. Now they handle my business and private affairs, 'cause I can't drive a car or walk up the stairs. My fingers are stiff and my handwriting's poor, so I don't answer my letters or write checks anymore. I can't read the paper or see the phone book. Things seem pretty hazy wherever I look. Phone calls are limited to the numbers I know, or ones written real big so the writing will show. It feels kind of strange taking showers in a chair. My shoulder's so stiff I can't wash my own hair. My bladders give up. It won't hold its own pee, so a catheter tube is strapped to my knee. My modesty's gone and my underwear too. My most private parts have become public view to doctors and nurses and aides by the score who dress and undress me and wash me and more. I eat what they give me, like it or not. It's that or go hungry. It's all that I've got. There's no one to bring me some Chinese to go or some crispy chicken or a juicy taco. It's casseroles, puddings, jello, pasta, and bread. When I want something crunchy and chewy and zesty instead. I'm learning the routines and a lot of new names. I need to be helped. I'm not sorry I came. I try to be pleasant and cooperate too. If you take care of the aides, they'll take care of you. Getting old, I've found, is a mountain of no's. You can't come, you can't have, you can't do, you can't go. These outside restrictions are not the worst kind. It's the ones I discover myself that boggle my mind. Can't manage, can't afford, can't plan on, can't cure, can't hope for, can't accomplish, can't change, can't endure, can't prevent, can't make happen, can't restore, can't control. These have an impact on your heart, on your soul. But I can still visit and talk on the phone, get my kids' hugs and give back my own. I can still smile and laugh at a joke, give some of my love to other good folk. I take the kids' messages and pass them along and watch the TV to see what's going on. I help my roommate when she needs a hand, so I'm far from washed out, even though I can't stand. My days are not empty, my head's still on straight. My appetite's good, I clean up my plate. My arms are still good, but my legs have played out. But with the help of this wheelchair, I can still get about. I have a great family who love me and care, and they bring me goodies and good news to share. Each phase of life brings changes and problems enough. This one seems hard, but I'm made of tough stuff.
Good morning. I'm Kevin Kolb, and nod to Fred. Chuck would have liked to have been here. And interestingly, yesterday I had my flat top hat out, and I wasn't sure why. But I wanted to share with you a poem by our recently passed away friend Chuck Taylor. It's called The Music of Autumn. How could I say autumn deep in July, the grass smelling of newly mown blades, and still, up the road, a farmer has cut his alfalfa. Already it begins. Even with heat at 95 and a prayer for rain going out, God grant us pea-size hail. Oh, autumn burns with sun. George Winston, his tones on a piano. Minor key, chording with the left hand. Melody with right, and my daughter can play too. Oh, it's not too early to say autumn. A third and an octave. Green gone from half the flowers, with heat burning into the retreat of living things, brown, gold, musk from piles of weeds and wildflowers. Winston, daughter Laurel, thank you for hands that play and the mind that writes of autumn.
I'm Pat Lowhead. I brought one of my quilts because I'm going to be reading 2 poems by Banjo Patterson, who was an Australian. And this quilt has the colors of Australia and the patterns and the plants and the animals. I picked up the complete poems of Banjo Patterson when we were in Australia. And this quilt is a memorial to a good friend of ours who passed away at the age of 82. And his name was Don Trahar Moore. He was a pretty special person. He was one of Eric's teachers in Australia. And so that represents the land, the continent of Australia. Now, you may be familiar with Banjo Patterson and not realize it, because Banjo wrote a very famous poem, which I will not be reading today, it's too long, called The Man from Snowy River. Remember, they made a couple of films based on that poem. And here's the prelude. I have gathered these stories afar, in the wind and the rain, in the land where the cattle camps are, on the edge of the plain, on the overland routes of the West, where the watches were long, I have fashioned in earnest and jest these fragments of song. They are just the rude stories one hears in sadness and mirth, the records of wandering years, and scant is their worth. Though their merits indeed are but slight, I shall not repine if they give you one moment's delight. Comrades of mine. So here's one more poem, short, called Pioneers. You know, here in the United States, we talk about the pioneers. Well, they had their pioneers as well. They came of bold and roving stock that would not fixed abide. They were the sons of field and flock since ere they learned to ride. We may not hope to see such men in these degenerate years as those explorers of the bush, the brave old pioneers. 'Twas they who rode the trackless bush in heat and storm and drought. 'Tis they that heard the master word that called them further out. 'Twas they that followed up the trail that mountain cattle made and pressed across the mighty range where now their bones are laid. But now the times are dull and slow, and the brave old days are dead, when hardy bushmen started out and forced their way ahead. By tangled scrub and forest grim toward the unknown west, and spied the far-off promised land from off the range's crest. O ye that sleep in lonely graves by far-off ridge and plain, we drink to you in silence now as Christmas comes again. The men who fought the wilderness through tough and unsettled years, the founders of our nation's life, the brave old pioneers.
Good morning. My name is Linda Hallstrom, and I want to thank Pastor Reverend Sogstead for inviting me to be here today. That's a compliment to be included with you. I have a copy of Pask Petals with me. This is a poetry collection that's put out twice a year by the South Dakota State Poetry Society, a society that was founded in 1927, so approaching its 100th year. In addition to Pask Petals, they also put on an event called Poetry on the Road, which is now in its 3rd year, where volunteers from the society go to 20-some communities in South Dakota and host open mic poetry nights. The Sioux Falls one is coming up on November 6th, and it will be downtown at Full Circle Book Co-op, which incidentally, if you've not discovered Full Circle yet, I think you'd like it very much. I've been fortunate to have 2 poems included in this latest issue of Pask Petals, and both were inspired by the season of autumn. The first one is called That One Tree. Driving home on a late August afternoon, I saw that one tree. In all the greenery around me, that one tree had a branch of yellow leaves. That one tree flagging the onset of autumn. That one tree, the first to yield to changing seasons with a brave burst of color. That one tree mocking summer with a flashy reminder that seasons change. That one tree reminding me to live my August life before another branch gives in to autumn. The second one is a memory of autumn called Pile of Childhood. I would love to jump into a pile of leaves like I did when I was a child. Leaves that my dad had raked on an autumn afternoon. raked from the yard of our 2-story, 3-bedroom, coal-heated family home. Raked while my mom made meatloaf for Saturday supper, and my brother played basketball in the alley behind our house. Raked while our dog barked and sniffed and ran around, protecting us all from dangerous squirrels. I would love to jump back into that pile of my childhood.
Hi, we're Janet and Scott, and we actually had a song that we found while we were in Canada for the World's Fair back in 1986. And it's from the Gaither Brothers. It's a 4-part song. And 4 of us got together and took parts, and man, we had fun with the song. We sang it every chance there was. And then it was over. But we liked the song. So we came up with a way to sing it, all 4 parts, with just the 2 of us. Let's see if you like it. There's no need standing up for the right, unless you want to stand up against the wrong. Tell me how you gonna ever stop being weak, unless you make your mind up to be strong. Well, you got to do right.
It won't be long.
It won't be long. Ba-bow, bow, bow, ba-bow, bow, bow. Ba-bow, bow, bow, ba-bow, bow, bow.
Let me tell you that it's easy to hate your enemies, and it's just as easy to love your friends. I tell you, you have got to love like the Bible tells you. You've got to let the love of God come in. Well, you got to do right, 'cause it won't be long.
Oh, it won't be long. Don't you want to love him better? Don't you want to love him more? Can't you hear the Savior calling? He's a-knocking at your door. Don't you want to make face before your Maker before you got to deal with the Undertaker? He will meet you right now if you are willing.
Don't you know the
Bible? It's fulfilling. You got to do right.
'Cause it won't be long.
It won't be long.
Don't you? You got to do
right.
'Cause it won't be long.
It won't be long.
You got to
Do right. Yeah. You got to do right. Whoa, whoa, live the life. You got to do right. Whoa, whoa, live the life. You got to do right. Whoa, whoa, live the life. You got to do right. Whoa, whoa, live the life. You got to do right. Right.
Hello, my name's Laurel Troutwine. I have a question before I. Oh, sorry. Is this better? Yep. Okay, thank you. Is everyone familiar with John Denver's Country Roads? Can I show hands? Okay. Also, on a side note, has anyone ever been afraid, maybe as a child, of going into the basement because it was unfinished? Okay. This is a poem based on a vivid memory of my youth. My parents are here. This poem involves my dad, and so, yes, it's called Take Me Home. I have never been to West Virginia, but it sure sounded like it held John Denver's heart when I heard this song at age 4 while twirling in the scary basement in my dad's office as he strummed the longing melody on his guitar. And I danced the only way I could, the only way a preschooler knew, by swirling in dizzying circles. Lord knows I didn't know what the words meant, though who can resist belting out, "Mountain Mama," given the chance? And now being older than some trees, I realize some of the best things are the things we don't know, but only feel or sense, a resonance that if we're lucky and open is growing like a breeze. And today, all my memories gather around this, the snapshot memories of my youth and childhood home, and a basement that required courage to venture down into the subterranean underworld of unfinished concrete and looming pipes. My cold, bare feet running quickly to get to Dad's office where he was lost in other worlds, in piles of books and rocks, with an electric train set and salt crystals that I licked in secret until they were gone. How strange what we remember out of all there is to remember. How strange we go through stretches of time, forgetting the existence of our own West Virginias. The people and places and songs and poems and sunsets and sunrises that speak to our souls and suggest that we were made for this, that this is exactly what we were made for, to remember and to fight against forgetting what is familiar and is filling his breath, because I understand what John was singing about now, what my dad was singing about then, what even a 4-year-old can understand maybe better than the rest, how we should follow these roads and never stop, how we must find and live in the places we belong. Thank you.
I am Fred Garber. I have written a book. I'm not going to read from it today. I was thinking about what to read from, and my first thought was Italian Music in Dakota by Walt Whitman. Well, I didn't want to read that because it's too many references to operas nobody listens to anymore. I was thinking about something maybe by Gary Snyder, my favorite beat poet. I was going to read something from the Tijuana Book of the Dead. It's a place I lived for 12 years, the most beautiful city in the world, no matter what you've heard, by Luis Alberto Urrea. But on the way here, I got to thinking, you know, something I really got nothing. And I got to thinking about found poetry. There oftentimes are just 2 words long. Like this guy that was out in front of Walmart begging for money. If I have money, I give it to those guys. I know that's against the rules, right? But, you know, screw the rules sometimes, right? Or I would use a stronger word. But at any rate, the guy had a sign. They almost always have signs. And it was the best one ever. It said, "Long story." So I gave him some money. You know, I mean, to me, that's poetry, long story. Okay? Now here's one that I like, given the current political situation. Ice melts. And also from yesterday, No Kings, great poet. Now here's one from a place near where I live, and it says, "New bats for 2026 are here." Well, what the hell does that mean? I don't know. Well, I guess it's a sporting goods store, but, you know, that's what the bats are for. And like I said, I got nothing. I told you. Okay.
I'm Jennifer Havlick, and this poem I wrote about something that I saw downtown. And from the library, they had a big fountain. They used to have water. Now they put flowers in it. I call it the flower fountain. The flower fountain. This ancient marble Florentine fountain, once a liquid heart, now beats with a different pulse. Its cool, curved contours etched with the silent history of countless summers still bear the faint moss-kissed stains of 1,000 departed splashes. Once water sang from its high central spout, a silver thread breaking into 1,000 tiny prayers in the sun-dappled air, cascading into the upper tier that then spilling with a gentle sigh into the broad lower basin. The echo of that ceaseless murmur, the ghost of a ripple, seems to linger in the very veins of the stone, a memory suspended in the very air around its now hushed form. But time, a gardener of a different sort, has re-envisioned its purpose, no longer a chalice for the sky's reflection. The upper tier now cradles a vibrant canopy of fuchsia and lavender, their delicate petals a soft, insistent whisper against the weathered stone. Petunias, whole, bold and overflowing, spill like a painter's forgotten brushstroke over the rim, a living waterfall of scent of cirrus and violet catching the light where water once simmered. Below the wide, welcoming embrace of the lower basin, a tapestry of marigolds and zinnias ignites the space with fiery oranges and brilliant yellows. Their verdant leaves are cushioned against the cool gray of the deep set bowl. The old drain, once a pathway for excess flow, is now a hidden passage for roots seeking purchase. The fountain, once a source of aquarius sound, is now a silent symphony of color and form, a testament to enduring, beautiful, and gentle transformation. Its stillness is not an end, but a quiet, rooted beginning, where the memory of flowing water nourishes the riotous bloom, and the solid, patient marble holds a whole new universe of life, a forgotten song replaced by a vibrant, breathing poem rooted in stone.
Thank you for the poetry, everybody. But Jenny, I don't know if you could have given a better introduction to the Largo we're going to be playing now by Bach. So thank you very much for everything, everybody. And we hope this will be as beautiful as that poem was.
All right, the offering, song without words. The words to receive the offering. Oh.
Skip these two.
The closing
So
and second
you'll just do
reading.
the words to receive it.
Okay.
And then I'll extinguish the chalice.
Okay, so skip those.
So, yeah, so you really don't have to announce it.
Words to receive the offering. We give these gifts freely. We receive these gifts gratefully. We dedicate these gifts to the work of our congregation, serving human wholeness, caring for our planet, upholding righteous freedom, welcoming the stranger, loving one another. And then we will be skipping the closing song and the second reading. The chalice is extinguished, but the light goes with us out into the world.